Greetings, dear ones. Always know that it is our joy and privilege to serve you in this way. We understand the frustration or mental state of spiritual development while living in a world that for the most part does not exist. We honor you who have chosen to be a vital component of the Earth's ascension process. Fear nothing on the outer stage, but rather trust that everything is a necessary part of the unfolding divine plan in order for the Earth to once again reflect who and what it really is. The old and dense creations of the three-dimensional collective consciousness must dissolve into the nothingness from which they originated. Everyone feels the change, and this leaves many confused and unwilling. When a person knows what to expect from the foundation he has built for himself, he feels safe, even if this foundation consists entirely of concepts. Most of you have developed a fundamental life plan that has worked for the most part. However, many of you are now discovering, or have already discovered, that your carefully crafted life plan no longer works as it once did, and that the foundation you have so carefully built from what you considered your highest good is cracking, physically, emotionally, mentally, and even spiritually. Let trust be your strength, protection, and guide. Trust that, despite the troubling global and personal issues that continue to arise, there really is a divine plan, and everyone is in the process of implementing it as their higher self sees fit. Intellectually accepting the truth is very easy when life is going according to plan, but in fact, believing, accepting, and living becomes difficult when the habitual way of life and belief system begins to crumble. Don't trust 3D concepts that come and go, but trust that everything is happening according to the divine plan and that you are a divine being in physical form who has decided to help. Always remember that your higher self is always present, watching over your life, guiding and attracting to you the experiences you need for your spiritual growth. How you interpret these experiences depends on what you consider to be reality in your mind. The dense and erroneous creations that have long ruled the earth were created from states of consciousness conditioned by the belief in duality, separation, and two forces. Many of these creations are beginning to dissolve in the presence of high-frequency energy flowing into Earth now, as well as in the light of the many highly evolved individuals now living on Earth. 3D creations are always temporary because they are concepts in the form of a mind, without the backing and support of divine law. Divine consciousness, God, and everything that is embodied in it, is infinitely and constantly held in place by the divine law. Divine consciousness knows only itself, because it is all that exists. If sickness, suffering, war were part of the divine consciousness, they would be permanent and could never be changed or healed. If sickness, suffering, wars were part of the divine consciousness, they would be permanent and could never be changed or healed. When you say that a person is kind or loving, know that this is not a kind or loving person, but rather divine qualities flowing through a person. By themselves, people do not have their own mind, wisdom, health, love, harmony, peace. These are the qualities of God embodied in people and expressed through them, as far as their condition allows consciousness. Those who live and operate entirely out of separation have closed their hearts for some reason, blocking the flow of love, energy, and divine qualities within them. Since like attracts like, those who live at a low vibrational level attract similar energy from those on the other side who are also close to love and need to draw energy from others. When someone accused of a serious crime says that a voice told him to do it, it is probably true because a person has opened himself to this kind of energetic attachment. We bring this topic up so as not to cause fear, because at your level of consciousness this is not a problem. We want you to have a clear understanding of how energy works. Energy is always striving to align with like energy because there is only one, and that one is always seeking unity. Whether the energy is high, resonant, or dense, everything is energy in a state of vibration. Whether high, fast, and light, or dense, heavy and dark. God is a pure light that cannot be seen or understood by a limited human mind. As a person develops spiritually, his energy becomes lighter and more refined. Everyone experiences energy but often does not know what they feel. A feeling of heaviness when visiting certain businesses, often in bars, antique shops, in dirty or unkempt places. The reason why you are encouraged to spend time in nature is as follows. That the energy of untouched nature is purer and of a higher vibration than in places where human thinking has created some idea of nature, what it should be or what it should be. The energy of churches is easily felt by almost everyone, because it is a group energy. If the church is a church of love and truth, you may want to stay for a while and just enjoy the energy. However, if it is a church of condemnation, criticism, harshness, sin and a curse from a punishing God, you may just want to leave. As the energy of the earth becomes more refined, people become more sensitive to the energy around them. You may feel anxiety or fear just because you have allowed yourself to tune into the energy of a collective or any individual. Never claim that any negative emotions, symptoms, illnesses, problems belong to you personally, because these things are not predetermined by God and therefore are always impersonal. When you declare that something belongs to you personally, it becomes yours, because, being the embodied divine consciousness, you are the Creator's. Consciousness is the substance of the form, and there is no unmanifested consciousness. This does not mean that you deny, resist, or pretend that something does not bother you, but rather that you acknowledge it for what it is, without giving force to it. Churches appeared long ago as a way to alleviate suffering and become sanctuaries of healing and rest for a very dense world. However, as in many other cases, their original purpose was taken over by those who sought power, self-aggrandizement and financial gain. Many of today's organized religions continue to keep their members in bondage of fear with the false teachings of heaven, hell, Satan, and a judging vengeful God. Since most of you have lived under the influence of these false teachings, you can still carry aspects of them in your energy field where they can still influence your outlook. The only God is your own divine consciousness and the consciousness of every person and all life forms, visible and invisible, devas, fairies, elementals. Everything is made of one substance, divine consciousness. Paradise is not a place, it is a state, a consciousness that a person creates for himself, just like hell. On the other side there are many who, because of these false teachings, continue to wait for Jesus to come and save them. Some have waited for ages. They will wait a long time because there is no belief in heaven and hell in the main mind of Jesus. Many of you are working with these dear people at night, helping to bring them out of a special hell or purgatory created by their system beliefs, and allow yourself to open up and become receptive to the healing, help, light and love that awaits them. God is everything. God is. There is nothing else. Let go of whatever you may have still keep in mind against this truth. Are you ready? We are the Arcturian Group.